Hello, good morning, family. Good morning, good morning. I hope and pray that you are feeling great on this day. I'm so excited to be with you for another episode of the Purpose Experience. Come on, say it with me. Today is another day to live out mine, not nobody else's, my purpose, and to give it 120%. Again, today is another day to live out my purpose and to give it 120%. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Toya. Go ahead. What are you grateful for today? I got to be honest. I am grateful for new doors that are opening, more people reaching out for therapy service, just, living out my purpose, my current purpose, and having fun doing it. Go ahead. We already know when we express gratitude, it brings up more happy feelings. What are you grateful for today? Write it in the chat. Then we're going to go right to our affirmations. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am smart. I will be kind to myself. I deserve the best. I will crush my goals. I will not worry about things I cannot control, and I will prioritize my well-being. All right, come on now, come on. We're going to go ahead. Morning, Allison. To Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. And let's go ahead to the second one that's in this. The thing about these prompts too, they have a part where you can write, your thank yous to God, teach me God, guide me God, things on my heart, highlights, and prayer requests. Areas we can focus on throughout the week, with how we're feeling. Psalm 34:17. The righteous cry out and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. Amen. I hope y'all excited on today. Before we get into it, y'all know I love being transparent and honest. And last night was rough, okay? Remember how we talked about calling you out on your mess? Well, I got called out on my mess last night by the man. And goodness gracious. So when we look at our challenge, let me think of what I would consider that to be. Because right now, after that, I would say that I am doing my reflection, right? I had to take a moment to forgive myself for the things I've done and kind of being up on a level and not taking time to acknowledge my mess. But I would say today and yesterday, and I was in a period of reflection because I got called out on my mess, the way I move, the things I may say that don't make for a healthy relationship. I'm calling me out on my mess. I got to do better. So look here, please pray for me that I can reflect and come away with what I can do better. Because all in all, I'm not going to come on here and fake the funk and make it seem like I got it all together. No, I'm growing and learning every day. And I'm only telling you guys what I have to do for myself. So I am in a period of reflection, right? And I'm excited today. My administrative assistant is applying for graduate school at the University of Pennsylvania, my graduate school. So gonna cheer her on today. Hold on, it's a piece of hair on my lip. And congratulations to Toya for her promotion. Let's celebrate her. And anyone else, if you have a celebration, we want to love on you and celebrate you. So if anyone else has something we can celebrate, something you're proud on, brag on yourself, sis, brag on yourself, brother, go ahead and write it in the chat because we want to let you know that we love you. We are family. We're in your corner and we are cheering you on. So I hope everyone has made their list of self-care because we're taking care of ourselves. Even though last night was rough, it was still a moment of self-care because I have to reflect on me. Morning. So let's go ahead. There's still something on my lip. Let's go ahead to they cheated. Now what? Now this is a juicy one. And again, this is my feedback on the matter. I know a lot of people have different perspectives, different ways you go about handling infidelity in a relationship. But I'm just going to give some steps on what it could look like after you've had your heart broken. Because when we look at it, when someone cheats on us, it dishonors us, it hurts us, it kind of breaks us down. And some of us, if we honest, we're 5 years past the relationship and still harping on and going through those emotions that, oh my goodness, that person cheated on me. And you can still, when you think about it, physically feel the pain of the memory and all the emotions. And I'm challenging you today that some of the steps that we're going to go through is what needs to occur if something like this happens, or maybe you need to go back and look to clean that up so you're no longer holding on to that. Because remember, in every step we take, we are looking to grow. So when we're in a relationship, you and your boo thing, everything appears to be going good, and then I put our picture up again, and then it's like, if you love me, why do you cheat? So in some relationship, we have active cheaters. Yeah, I'm going to call them active cheaters. And then they just can't control themselves. They can't stop. And then in some, we have just this one incident that's kind of plaguing and holding relationship and has rocked the ground and surface that you guys stood on so much in love. So one of the first steps we want to do when infidelity has come up in relationship, and it can be ugly, there can be babies, there can be other women blowing your phone up, messaging you on social media. Y'all know how it goes nowadays. It gets pretty ugly. So can we keep it real today? Tell me, can we keep it real? The first thing we have to do as mature adults in a relationship is come clean regarding the infidelity. Come clean regarding the cheating. And I know a lot of times we may do the act, but then we have such shame associated with it, the perpetrator, I'm gonna call it, that we end up feeling like, I don't want to go into details. The person is asking all type of questions and you don't want to give the answers because you're like, this is going to backfire on me. This is going to be bad. But what we know is we have to come clean and be open and lay it all out there on the table. Because what we find is, and I know ladies, I know y'all done it. You listen to the story one day, you let it seep in, you process it. Then you ask the same question 50 million times later to see if anything then changed up. And for the person that has done the act, and I'm gonna look at it as, today we're gonna take it from the view of where either you're in the seat of being cheated on and you're having trouble trusting again, or what you should do if you were the one that cheated, what actions you should take to help with your relationship. So in some cases, we withhold some of the truth, but as the questions keep getting at, ladies are detectives. We can't really follow the story because we didn't give the full. We got to come clean. You got to come clean, put it all out on the table. And then after we do that, we have to decide together if we can move forward. And y'all know I love Sex and the City, and I always think about that scene with Miranda and Steve in the movie where he had cheated and she was like, I ain't dealing with this, I'm out. But then when they went to therapy, it was about her lack of fight. It was about the betrayal. It was not just him in the situation, but it was them together and the decisions they made. And then they met on the bridge to decide if they can move forward. And a lot of times, there's a couple things that happen. They say, yes, we are Facebook. There's a couple things that happen in that we say we can move forward, but then we throwing it back in their face every 24/7. We say we can move forward, but we know we're only staying out of comfort. We know we're only staying because of what they provide us. We know we're only staying because we're holding on to what the relationship used to be versus looking at, are we still in love? Are we still compatible? Can this person be faithful? Can I forgive them? Can we move past this? And a lot of times, the honest conversation of that is hard for people to have when you're angry, when you're caught in the emotions, when you're really hurt. So it takes for that moment of self-reflection, take some time by yourself, cry it out, get the anger out, use your support network, and then really come back. Because if you don't take that time to really decide and make a sound decision, it could end up sabotaging, whether if y'all got a co-parent, whether if you do decide to stay together, but all the truth wasn't put on the table. We got to be mature and communicate on it. Y'all following me so far? You following me? Then the next step we have to do is mourn the loss of the way the relationship used to be. Because one thing that is definite is it's not going to go back to what it was. Some of those dreams, some of those feelings you had, you got to mourn it and then decide that we're working together for a new version of us, a new way of being, right? Go ahead and cry. You thought this was one thing and it wasn't. And to acknowledge that is going to be challenging, but you have to do the work to do it. And then mourn the loss of what used to be. And if you have decided to stay together, you are going to work together to decide what we're going to look like in the future. Now so for our people who you decided you can move forward and you're like, no, you know what? I can't deal with this. I'm putting my boundary in. You've done this 11 times and I can't put up with it. Okay, that relationship's done. Now we're going to move to our people who say, you know what? We're going to stick it out. We're going to build. We're going to grow together. So you're first going to mourn the loss of that old relationship because it just isn't going to be the way it was. Then you're going to help each other to understand what was going wrong in the relationship. What were you trying to tell me that I wasn't hearing, and vice versa? What was happening? And I found this pretty cool chart that kind of breaks down why people cheat. Come on now. And outside of just being dishonest, right? Sometimes the mystery makes their life interesting. Come on. Some people like to be mischievous and have some stuff they doing sneaky, right? Want to learn new things. Maybe my partner ain't too freaky, or maybe my partner won't do this, but this next person can. They want to escape boredom, want to improve social status. So how can I level up, right? Want to feel above the law, want to break the rules, want to take revenge. Because sometimes, come on, you say, you did it, I can do it better, right? But that ain't healthy for nobody. Believe they deserve better than their spouse, so y'all aren't communicating on the issues. So you say, you know what? I'll take this in my own hands and handle this myself. Wonder if there's something better out there. You're like, did I make the right choice? Because you know what? I'm going to go explore. I'm not going to have an honest conversation with this person and say, this ain't working. I'm going to just go explore, right? They value their own emotions more than long-term goals. Their partner is emotionally unavailable. Like to fall into other people's realities and blame their partner for their unfulfilled dreams. Now that's some deep stuff right there. That could be a show topic all in itself, some of those individually. But these are the reasons that we see infidelity in relationships, but it's because we're not communicating on these topics, or when our mate brings these up, we're not really listening. And one thing we have to do in relationships is be reflective, be open to criticism, because again, this is your teammate, this is your partner, and they're telling you their needs and their expectations in a hope that you will indeed meet them because you are the person that they love and care about. So I know at times we who have been cheated on, now look, they shouldn't have done what they did, but we also have a responsibility in this too that we tend to not look at. And were we emotionally unavailable? Were we not meeting this need? Were they crying out to us and we put up a wall? Now look, if you can't reflect and be honest about that, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, right? So that's why we are going to help each other understand what led to the action of what it was. And then y'all know I'm always an advocate. Go to therapy. There are couples therapists out here, therapists who are specifically trained in working with couples and relationship issues. And when I do work with couples, I say, look, now we ain't playing no games. We're putting it all out here on the table. And I say we need 8 to 10 sessions to really work and, work towards change. But each person has to come ready to put the work in, being honest, being reflective, and ready to make change. Because all in all, we love each other. This is our futures we're looking at, and I can't even bring up the effect that all of this has on the children. That's a whole nother show. And if y'all in some mess and y'all got y'all fighting and other women, other men, all that going on, the kids are experiencing goodness gracious, right? Now, this is the hard part for a lot of people. Once you decide to stay in the relationship, you can't hold the affair against your partner. You can't bring it up each time they make you upset. We have to let go of the past. Remember, we always talk about forgiveness, right? We talk about it. We got to actually be about it, because it's not fair for you to, a few steps ago, decide to stay. But then every chance you get, you're bringing up the past. And what, right? Because if that was the case, you had that decision to leave. And I know you're saying, well, Levante, trust is hard, right? And you just want me to go ahead and give that back? Well, you decided to stay, didn't you? So what else are you going? You can't have that anger and malice and hurt in your heart and look to operate in a healthy relationship in that way. It's just not going to work. So yes, I'm telling you, it's going to take some work, but you're going to have to let that go and trust again. And it's almost like giving a clean slate. Don't beat me up because I know y'all trying to, but it's the truth. Don't put that emoji face up here. You know it's the truth. So then, once you guys let go of the past, it's about making actual change. It's about those things we reflected on, those things we have to do better. It's time to do them. I gotta put that, I gotta get that focus on that says, okay, this is what I gotta do, because I want that bliss, that happiness, that joy that can be in relationships. So I have to actually make change, put my words to action, be about what I say to make this relationship work. And what we see is a lot of times, all these steps, you don't misquote me, because I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not. It's going to be some blood, sweat, and tears, a all-out fight and emotional strife, all of that. But if you decide to stay, that's you saying, he's worth it, she's worth it, so I'm going to do it. But we can't decide to stay and then keep throwing stuff and backtracking and go. We can't do that. It's just not healthy, right? And then for our people that said, they cheated, I'm out of here. You go live your life, sis. You go live your life, brother, and you have fun. But the only thing I want you to do is reflect on those red flags that you saw in that person beforehand that you ignored, that showed you they wasn't about this relationship life, right? And then for our people who, this is a little different, for our people where you're in a relationship and it's the serial cheating, right? And you're staying out of the comfort, you're staying out of, this is where I feel safe, they provide for me, this is what I'm used to. Now hold on, I want you to do a little something different, right? I want you to do a little something different, because they're dishonoring you, and I want you to reflect and look at how you feel about yourself and what it is you think they're giving you that they're really not. But again, that's a whole different show topic too. We having fun, okay? So again, they cheated. Now what? Decide if you can move forward. Decide if you are going to leave, and then take these steps. Go ahead, share this out. Make sure you guys are really working on our challenge, that you're doing your self-care steps for today. Oh, yes, I need to have an entire dance party so I can reflect and do better. Remember, I didn't show this earlier. Yesterday and this morning, I did my trap cardio on YouTube. It is fun. Gets my legs moving, get me all hyped, because we can't go to no parties no more. And before we go out, let's go ahead and do our affirmations. I am beautiful, victorious, enough, created with purpose, strong, amazing, capable, chosen, never alone, always loved. Yes, yes, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. What is the topic again? Let's go to it. Stop wasting time. That's right, because we're going into the weekend and I want to make sure that you are setting up your goals, you're executing on what you want to do and not procrastinating. This week went kind of fast. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.